Can I make up all the assignments from January to 12th today? No, sir, you can't do that. That's unacceptable. You absolutely cannot do that. All right. But listen, the live did it just started, so it didn't get the opening, but it's okay. We don't have to do that again. But Walter, say something so we can make sure we hear you.
Can you hear me?
All right then. Yay! Okay. All right. Listen, y'all. Welcome to the Dance Vibe Podcast, Conversations with TAOK. On the line, we have myself, Iris, we have Walter McDonald Jr., and we have Miss Divine Creations herself, China Lene Nichols. Okay. All right. We have a good topic tonight. I'm excited. We're going to be talking about the dance community, the strengths, the good things, and some of the challenges. We don't want to say bad. We just want to say challenges, maybe some things that could be done better. All right. Before we get into that and let our panel on, we want to just tell you about some upcoming events, one of which we are all excited about. We're going to let Walter tell you a little bit about ISDC. Walter, what you got?
Yes. Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
can
we
y'all
can.
Hear me?
Loud and clear, Walter.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Okay. So, ISDC. So, this is the first time it's going to be in Las Vegas. I'm really excited. For one, I love ISDC. For two, I have never been to Vegas, so this is going to be a very exciting trip. Oh yeah.
Better get ready to pay $1,000 for a piece of chicken.
For real.
All right. So it's I mean, if you haven't been to ISDC, I mean, everybody that has been there, you already know how much fun we have. The environment, it's like a big family reunion. People come from all over the country and from all over the world, and we all come together. We laugh, we dance, we have fun. We encourage each other when we're competing. So hey, if you don't have your ticket, hey, get you a ticket. Come on out to ISDC because we're gonna have a blast this year. It's gonna be a ball.
We're gonna have a blast.
Be off the chain.
Off the chain. All right. Thank you. So next up, I want to talk to you about Fourth Sundays. Normally, we know how excited y'all are about Fourth Sundays with the Art of Chemistry. Because when we do it, how we do it, China? We do it
real big.
Okay. But listen, as Walter just said, we're going to be at ISDC Fourth Sunday. So we won't be here. But Marcus James of SDMI will be at Legacy Bar that Sunday, waiting for you all to come and dance with him. He says it's going to be food, fun, great DJ. So you guys make sure you go out and support Fourth Sunday. We'll be back in June with one of our panelists is celebrating her birthday in June, but we will also be celebrating Walter McDonald's birthday. So we are excited about that. So make sure you're there in June, but also make sure you're there to support Marcus and SDMI for their Fourth Sunday event in May. And next we have this illustrious event. That's my new favorite word. China, what you got, girl?
Okay, so it is the my Women's Empowerment Conference, June 6th. It is at the Holiday Inn off of Bay Area. However, I will be making a few changes to it because I'm going to eliminate the VIP. However, I feel like everybody that comes, it will be a VIP experience for you, no matter what ticket you purchase. But it will be a general admission, and it will also be an early admission. And the early admission will consist of the breakfast. It will also be early access to vendors. You'll just have early access to everything. And I will be very descriptive in that and telling y'all. But again, for any woman, there is beauty in brokenness. Just because we've all been broken, whether we would like to admit it or not. But we have all been broken at some point, some shape, form, or fashion. So with that being said, this will be an awesome experience to release and to relate with your fellow woman. So yes, so come out, have a great time. There will be great food, great entertainment. This is going to be a joyous occasion. So yes, please support Becoming Her. We would appreciate it.
All righty. Listen, if you want more information about this event or ISDC, just type it in the chat.
Mhm.
And we're going to get Tina to make comments on the ISDC questions, and China will make comments on any questions about her event. All right. Okay, let's get to it. I'm excited. All right. So we're going to introduce our panel. One panelist I think we're still waiting on, but we are going to start with Miss, Estella Rencher. Let's give it up for Estella Rencher. Okay. Let's get some hand claps up in here. All right. Okay. All right. Next to the stage. Okay. This lady pushed me out the line when the Lord was passing out hips. Okay. Push me out the line. All right. But her name is Miss Nikita Phillips. Woo woo. All right. I'm so excited. I keep saying that because this conversation is a conversation that a lot of us have with our fellow dance mates, sisters, brothers in the dance community. We talk a lot about some, the strengths, but we also talk about some of the challenges. And when we talk about the challenges or the things that, may need a little tweak here and there, it's not to downgrade the dance community. It's just about, making it better. It's always about making it better. So for those of you who may not know Estella or Nikita, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we'll jump right into this conversation. Estella, you go first.
Okay, my name is Estella Rencher. I've been with the Art of Chemistry for the last, I guess, going a little over 2 years now. It's been awesome. The vibe is so wonderful. As far as dance is concerned, I love it. If you want me to tell about how long I've been in it,
yeah, let's
when
hear.
I started. Well, I know I've always loved to dance. I was reminded of that by my daughter. At 16, I know I was dancing. Then it kind of waned off. In my adult life, I guess I started back really kind of late. Probably 4 years ago or 5, but I wasn't really serious about it. Started way back with Fancy and Lee Perry.
Woo woo!
Yes. I went there a couple of times, but of course, having to work on weekends, I couldn't get to their classes often. Then I don't remember, it was a long time, several years after that, went to Henry. Went to Henry for a few months, and that was before COVID. And so that was interesting. His style was, it was interesting. And then after COVID, I think I started getting a little bit more serious, probably maybe in 2023. Went to Flow Motion. Then I met you guys at ISDC, and I must thank Timpania for that. She brought me to the class, and I saw you guys, and so I ended up with you all. And I shouldn't say ended up. It was a blessing, actually, because it just really fit in. It fit in with my schedule and everything. So that was just really great. And it's been great ever since then, getting to know everyone, learning the dance styles, and just meeting new people, all ages, so it's just been awesome.
I'm glad. And since you do a lot of dances, you support everyone. So I know when we dig into the conversation, you're gonna have a lot to add to that. So we're excited about that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if she watches this live, her name is Timpani. She gonna get you like she got me.
Oh, it's Timpani. Miss T. Miss T then.
Miss T, hey, that's what I do. But sometimes I have to think about it twice about her name. All right, Nikita.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nikita, obviously. And I've been with Art of Chemistry. I want to say it may make a year in the summertime. I don't remember what month. Blame it on the wine because I had a hard day at work. But I don't remember what month, but I know it's coming up soon. I started back, I don't remember the year of that one either, with Flow Motion when Walter and Iris was dancing with Flow Motion. I think at the time you guys were, actually no, let me take that back. I actually started with Fancy and Mr. Lee with Walter, and I think that was Walter's first day of class and me and Sheba, my cousin's first day of class. And then we moved over to Flow Motion. We had some family things that was going on, so we had to kind of stop for a while. And then I think I reached I've always been friends with Iris on Facebook, and then I reached out. I was like, hey cousin, I said, let's get back into it. We need something to do. We in our 40s, and yeah, we got to move these bones, circulate this blood, because we getting older. It's not the same. So started back at got back in with the Art of Chemistry, and I love it. I love everyone. I love encouraging everyone. It brings out something in me that or when I'm dancing, it brings out something in me that I guess has been never knew I had. I just enjoy it. So that's my story.
All right, just enjoyed it. You know, I think when I met you at ASLD, they didn't even have a dance floor yet. We was just dancing on concrete.
Actually, it was at Vincenzo's, if I'm saying it right.
Vincenzo's?
That.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Vincenzo's.
Yeah, I never forget. But they did have the bomb fettuccine Alfredo though, like after class, or it was before class. That was so good.
Yeah, they had some good chicken wings too when I was eating the bird.
And they did.
They did. Okay, let's dig into this thing. We have some hellos. Sydney Michelle said hello. Keith Perry said, hey, Keith Perry, I ain't seen you since Jesus, turned that water to wine. So hello, Keith Perry. Sandra said hello. Deborah James Massey said hello. Everybody said hello, everyone. So I'm going to throw this question out there. Estella, Nikita, you can take it. I'm still waiting to hear from Jay. But for you, and I think some of you, I think Estella sort of alluded to it when she said she liked the people, the vibe of some classes. But when you think about the dance community as a whole, outside of your, personal dance groups, what are some of the strengths of the dance community? What are some of the good things, the positive things about the dance community for you? And for Nikita, I know that let me add this, as a new person, pretty much new, add that aspect to it as well. Okay.
Okay, so for me, with the different groups that I've had the privilege of visiting, I've always been welcomed. And, everyone, I've never met anyone that was disrespectful to me. Mm-hmm. And it's just a whole different atmosphere. I was never a club person, maybe for a short period of time in my early 20s. But going to the different social dance groups or the different dance groups, when you get ready to go that it's going to be a positive experience. I mean, there may be a little something go on. I don't know, but I don't really pay attention to all of that. And I haven't really experienced anything like totally left. But it's just the warmth, the sweating, the
oh no, not the sweating.
The sweating, because you are working it. You're working it, and you got to get some some leads that's gonna make you work, and it's just a joy. So you benefit. I benefit from it. I learn new dances, not to the extent that I'm a pro or anything, but the thing is, one time a guy, I didn't get a dance because he did not do two-step. I'm like, oh no, this is not going to work. So that's how I really ventured into swing. And then, of course, I saw Chicago stepping. And then I wanted to do that. Then when Fitzgerald came, I wanted to do ballroom. So I just love it all. And I love the presence that it brings. I really can't say anything bad about it because it's positive energy. And it's all in what you make it anyway.
That's
If you come there with an attitude, you may hold on to that attitude, but then it's time for you to go and take your exit because it's, you're not going to enjoy yourself anyway. But if you come there and you're just not feeling good about something, maybe you had a bad day, you're going to feel better once you get there and get involved, but you got to get involved. So,
that's true. Got to get involved. Okay. What about you, Nikita? Stella talked about the vibe, the sweat. I don't know about that sweat thing though, especially when the guy
you have to grab that
wipe his face and then he'll when he'll wipe his face or he'll wipe his face on that towel, then he'll dance street while he got the towel in the hand, no.
I'd rather him wipe his face than his nose. Just saying.
That's why we keep the hand sanitizer, okay? We keep the hand sanitizer.
Hey, if you no offense to anybody, we just trying to improve some things. Just know that we're not the only ladies who don't really like the sweat game, okay? When it's on the hand, China just said she don't do boogers, but what she said.
And don't.
Go ahead, Nikita.
Well, I can say this. I think it's a really, really good. The atmosphere is really, really fun. I really enjoy learning and, just dancing with many different groups because I feel like everybody, even when they come to the floor, they always have something to bring, right? So you're always learning from even, I've had guys that I only two-step. And so it's funny because I'll dance and then I'll be in a move and I'll be like, this kind of feels like a swing out move. But I mean, it's kind of just, giving you just a taste of what's next, I'm assuming. But I really, really enjoy it. Again, I feel that, the more that you go out, I highly encourage even, just, peers in my class, like, learning it just for an hour, when we have class, you have to get out there and really social dance and I remember just going to class back in the day and dancing, but I was never getting, you could call me, can't get right back in the day. And so now when I go out and dance, like I really enjoy learning and experiencing the vibe, not just the vibe, but also learning new things. And if you ever dance with me, I'm always, hey, that's something different. I ain't learned that. Can we do that again? If you happen to remember, can you show me again? So everything about it is very positive. And again, we're in a world where there's so much negativity. You don't know what one is going through. So to get out there and just really just enjoy yourself, even if it just gives you 2 to 3 hours just to just be able to relax, relate, and release and just, let those endorphins go and just vibe and dance to the music. It's something different. So it's very positive. I enjoy dancing with everyone. I enjoy the music. I enjoy the vibe. I love the whole atmosphere, period.
Yeah. And everything you said is really positive. I think Sandra just said there's a lot of different genres and styles, and that's true. I mean, when we started, really, it was Houston two-step and swing. Not saying that those other genres weren't out there. It's just that at the forefront was Houston two-step and swing, but now at the forefront there are all these other dances. So that is a positive thing. But China and Walter, before we get to some of the challenges, do you all have any comments about some of the strengths Or you want to react to some things that Stell or Nikita said?
Ladies first. Go ahead, China.
I'm good.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess same thing. I guess I can relate to everything they're saying. Those things they're talking about. My experience in the dance community. That's what I experienced. To be able to I guess release and relax and to just enjoy the music and dance and it's kind of like therapy. So for me, it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
I shut every time I go out. I shut the place down. So that's how much I
I know
love
you
that.
like. I know you like. I knew that. For those of you who
Yeah,
did not know, Walter got an
they
ego.
gotta kick me out.
He just think
They
he's
gotta kick
always
me out.
so sweet and so sweet and nice. But that ego is bumping.
I
But
ain't got
yeah,
no ego. Cut it out, Iris. No ego.
Man, just telling the
He's
truth.
like,
He gonna shut it down.
he
He
gonna
just
shut
said
it down. He is. He
it.
is. He gonna shut it down. But yeah, so all of those are strengths. No, everybody wants to be nice. That's good. We should be. It should be. Joy comes in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. But let's face it, there are some challenges. Challenge number one for me is this lead shortage. That is a challenge.
Oh, yeah, that's
And I don't know what we need to do to bring some more testosterone into this thing, but I remember when we first started art of chemistry, every November it was like Leadvember, where leads got in free. They didn't have to pay anything. But when I tell you nobody came, it's just, it's no leads came. It's always ladies. The ladies always outnumber the men. I mean, but that's everywhere. That's at church, that's in the classroom, that's what we do. But in order for us to continue, I think it's grow. There has to be more leads. You're seeing more ladies leading now, which is a good thing. That the dance isn't so gender specific anymore, but we still need more leads. Am I the only one who sees that as a challenge since y'all focusing on that?
absolutely not. Yeah,
That's the thing. That's the thing. Another challenge, y'all don't be scared.
Well, Iris, what you mentioned and that one of the small little things that I try to do to help with the leads that we have. Some of them may be shy. I try to reach out. I'm not very observant. What are you laughing at?
Walter raised his hand when you said shy.
Right.
I'm one of the shy leads.
Okay. No, Walter, you're not in this part because you're the instructor, but those that are being taught, the leads, I think maybe, I don't know if paying them more attention is the right way I want to put this, probably not. But I think reaching out to them more, acknowledging them, just letting them know that we see them, and maybe that will help them to get more engaged, and then they will speak to whomever they're friends with, because it's like a word of mouth thing. A lot of it is the advertisement. So if they feel happy and comfortable and feel like they're noticed or welcomed, maybe they will be more positive about spreading the word, because I don't know what you have to do to advertise and market to get the guys in, but it's been that way for years and years from what I understand.
Yeah, years.
But so we work with what we have to see what we can do to make that better. And by my saying that, I'm talking about the guys that are already there, making sure that they're recognized, and hey, I'm glad you're here, please continue to come, let your friends know, sort of thing. So maybe that too can help. But I like to, even though I'm in this still new, when we can get the guys out to social dance, I try to make sure that I see them and go ask them to dance with me, because they probably feel just like I did at one point in time, kind of shy about asking anyone because they don't, feel like they know. So just paying them more attention, I guess.
That's true. That's true. Maybe we can, maybe all the groups, because there's an event every day, which is another, strength. Because when we started in 2009, you had the Rooster and the Melody Ballroom, but now we have all these choices. Maybe, the dance groups can get together and say, hey, this month, all leads get in free, or we have a free lead class or something, to get leads, more leads into this thing. But and then leads will start, but then they won't they'll stop out. They won't finish. That's another challenge.
I think that go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think that like, I don't know how to say this, but I feel like I have a bubbly personality. I've been told I don't. But I feel that when I'm in class, I feel that when I'm in class and I dance with everyone, I try to get the least, to relax. And I understand, like, everybody, learning is the curve is different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I highly encourage, hey, even if we just do just the basics, you eventually you'll as many times as you do it, you're going to pick up on it. And then sometimes, I don't want to say this and we shouldn't do this, but as the follow, we may turn you, have you turn us or whatever the case may be, but it's still encouraging to kind of get them to, it's okay. Like, we're not perfect. We're all learning. Even when we come out to social dance, you always learn something new. And you're, it's okay. It's a human characteristic to, make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you want to understand that this is not, what do you call that show that comes on where people going out and dancing? Dance America. Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. That's it. This is not Dancing with the Stars. You're just really just getting out and just enjoying yourself and having fun. And you'll be amazed, honestly speaking, and I can't say this enough, how much you learn more social dancing. And then when you get in class, you'll be like, wait, I just did this about 3 weeks ago or maybe a month ago, and I didn't know what to do. And then you have Walter, Iris, China, and Jerron that teaches you the right way to do these things. And you pick up on it fast, but you have to get out. And I encourage anybody to get out there and dance, because you learn a lot just social dancing. Even if you mess up, hey, I know I remember doing this, but in classes to critique it and make you do it the right way so that you can perfect it and be creative in it too.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know, China may be able to respond to this. I do agree with everything you said, but as learning the lead is not easy. It is not easy. There's still some things that I struggle with, like Walter and Jerron. You can mess up with them. I promise to God, nobody gonna know. Okay. If you mess up with me, everybody gonna know, because I'm gonna be like a deer in the headlights. Like what, because I'm still learning some things. And I say that to say, I think one of the things that the thing that probably messes with leads most is not catching on as quick as some of the follows. We just got to know where we need to be, but leads got to know how to put you there, and they have to know how to lead themselves and lead you, do the move and lead you. That's a lot. And so, sometimes, and this is another challenge, since I'm going to be on one name the challenges. Another challenge is sometimes leads will get on the floor and they don't really lead all the moves properly. And then in that moment, sometimes your energy could be disturbed. Your confidence could be disturbed if, you don't react to the way a lead does a move sometimes, like I remember I was in a workshop. Walter was teaching this workshop and I was dancing with a lady. Every time I see her out, I remember the comment that she made. Now we're all in a workshop. Walter's teaching a combo, a crackhead combo that everybody's struggling with, as I like to call it. And I was struggling with that particular combination. And so the comment was, are you even listening to what he's saying? And so I was like, what is happening? Right? I stayed on the line because in that moment I wanted to say what Jesus told me not to say. But I just said, yeah, I'm listening. Luckily, the line rotated and she ended up leaving and not staying for the workshop. But if that person dances with a lead that is still struggling, then you're going to see that lead possibly not come back out. If you do it in a class, you're going to see that lead, not come back to class. So to me, that's a challenge. Now, did I make some mistakes early in my dance life? Yes, I did. Maybe, but now that as a lead, I know that there's just some things that you cannot say because people will leave. Everybody doesn't have an ego of steel. Everybody doesn't have feelings of steel. And leading, China, am I right? It's really a task.
It is.
It is a task, and we teach the doggone dance, and it's a task for us. So you just gotta, yeah.
So I understand 100% what you're saying. I feel that you have to, coming into this, you have to keep an open mind, right? And you have to be able to accept feedback, right? Because the only way that you're going to get better is being able to, you have to retain it, but you also have to know that, getting feedback is good. It's not necessarily bad. It can be bad, but it's not necessarily bad because at the end of the day, we all want to be great, right? We all want to learn this. We want to be able to.
If it's constructive,
right?
We don't do ugly faces, we don't do that. If it's constructive, you just got to clarify what you said, Nikita. Feedback is good, but I think the adjective constructive needs to be in front of that feedback.
Yes, constructive criticism, and it's not always what you say, but it's how you say it. So you have to be mindful when you're speaking to other people, and remember that they're grown just like you. So you have to be respectful. So
I understand. 100%. I agree with that. Again, I feel you have to have open mind and be able to accept constructive criticism.
I agree. Yeah. You're right. Because hey, nobody, even to this day, I don't like when I'm practicing with Walter and he'll say something. Most of the time, I feel like slapping him in his face, but I don't do it because Walter will slap back, and my skin is sensitive. But you're right, Nikita. Feedback is important, and like you said, we all want to be great. So
I don't slap back, Alex. I will walk away before I slap back.
So you guys, it seems like to me what I'm hearing when you were talking about the leads and different things being said, like if somebody's out on the floor and they say something negative to the lead, and that could kind of make them stray away. It sounds like we have to maybe focus more on communication. Yes, the class, we only have an hour. Class has to be taught, things have to be learned, but it doesn't take 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just 1 minute to maybe communicate a few things to the class as a whole about respect in the dance community and within the group and feelings of people,
So you're saying dance etiquette?
Yes.
Dance etiquette. I mean, just like Walter or Iris, you guys give the dance tip, but I'm just saying adding maybe even during that time, say, okay, now that's the dance tip, but let's talk, I just want to briefly mention, okay, let's remember our leads have a hard job. Yes, followers have a hard job. Let's be respectful. Let's make this a good thing. We're here to learn, something simple, something fun. People just have to be reminded a lot of times. And if all we hear is, okay, I'm going to class, I'm learning this, I heard the dance tip. It's sad to say, but sometimes people forget about, just communication, just caring, just respect, just, those sort of things. Words can hurt. We want everybody to have a positive experience. So maybe that's something that, we may want to look at to hopefully prevent, these negative interactions with people in the dance community.
Somebody used to have, was it Jerry Palmer, Walter? Used to have no, it was Sandy Brown. I think Sandy Brown used to have a list of dance etiquette rules, and I used to keep it in my dance bag, but I don't know. I'm gonna reach out to her to see if she could share that. But
someone posted that too.
Did they recently?
Within the last, I don't know if it was John Seegers. Within the last couple of months, someone posted dance etiquette. It was a list. It's like a 10 Commandments sort of thing, I mean, and they were, and maybe it came from Jerry Palmer. I don't remember now, but I remember seeing it. I probably snapshotted it. But yeah, I mean, people have to be reminded, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
No,
because so.
I think it's another side to that too, because sometimes beliefs is, it is an ego thing too with some leads. So some of them just don't have the patience, to, I guess, build and develop, no matter how nice or how welcoming you are. Some of them just, they look at the fancy things and they want to get there so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, it's a turn off for them to take that slow process of learning the basics and learning the basic terms. They want to get that. So on the other side, you have that too. And then you have them trying to do that stuff when you haven't even taught it to them. And they trying to, and I'm like, you got to slow down. You got to, get this foundation first. Once you get it, all that stuff is going to be easy, So sometimes it's that too. Sometimes you try to get them to take that slow process and learning just the foundation, and they don't realize how quick you'll get it. Once you get that foundation, everything is easy. But it's that process of going through learning. So some of them just have ego, and they like, I already know it all. I got this. I want to get this now. So you got that side too, and it's like a turn off to them when you trying to explain to them in a nice way that you're not really there yet. Let's focus on this, and they, sometimes they just give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are those that we're just not going to be able to help. So, I mean, in that aspect, right. I mean, they're going to hold on to that attitude, but we don't let that, stop our joy.
But right. I also feel that class is amazing, right? But you have to do your homework too. So even if that's at home, practicing your basic steps, if that's going out social dancing, and even just doing the basic steps where you can get it, but going to class and doing this for 60 minutes on a Sunday, and then you going back and doing it again next week, you done went through 5-6 whole days, and everything, work, family, life is life, and then you get back and you be like, oh Lord, I forgot. So you have to get out there, and again, you have to practice, what you've been taught. So you also have homework on your side, and the only way to do that is to get out and do, go out and do your dancing. But again, Rome wasn't built in a day. So and it's not just what I've learned or what has taught me. I see a lot of ladies being dipped in everything, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do that. And then I scream when I, dip. Walter knows that. I'm getting better. He's still working on me. But it's a proper way to do it, because at the end of the day, this is a hobby. I can't, fall on my back or, injure somebody else. You want to be able to do it properly, so that way, that you're doing it the right way. So, I mean, again, it takes practice. You have to do your homework as well as be attentive, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, I think that's another thing when in class, it's okay to ask questions, because if you don't ask, then you'll never know, and you'll continue to keep doing the same habit all the time. You want to correct it or ask the question so that it is corrected and you do it the right way.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, sometimes when we're dancing with a lead, I don't know if China's ever, well, China don't look like she would take that, but she look like if somebody's rude to you on the dance floor, it don't look like you would just let that slide on by.
No, because we're not gonna do that. Let's not.
I already know. But the reason why I brought that up is because years ago, and it was years ago, I said something to somebody. And every time I see this person, I'm not gonna say who the wife is, because then y'all gonna know who the person is. But every time we are at some type of gathering, because he's a comedian, he will remind me of that time that I was rude to him, right? And so it always reminds me, every time he tells a story, it reminds me of things that I just literally can't do anymore. You know, you can't. And like I said, this was years ago when I was first two-stepping. That we just have to nurture the leads, because there's so few leads out there. We have to nurture them, make them feel ingratiated into the process. But Nikita's right. Sometimes you just gotta work extra hard. You gotta move outside the classroom. You know, you gotta social dance. You gotta listen to constructive criticism, all that. So that's a challenge. But we're gonna move to the next challenge, since all of y'all are talking about positives. I think we should slide into the breath challenge.
I'm gonna tip away for a little bit.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna skip over that.
Baby, listen.
Skip over that one. Nikita
Ain't
got
nothing
off
wrong
the screen.
with
I
some
always say it's a
peppermint,
half of
some peppermint, a little piece of gum, a little piece of stomp.
No, not the gum.
You are in close.
That sweetness wears off real quick.
You know what? Altoid, highly recommend. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with. Please utilize that, please, and thank you. We are in close proximity of each other. Like, that can be rough. That can be
it's just
real.
not leads. It's just not leads.
It is not just leads. No, it is not. This is not targeted toward a lead. It is dancing, period, in general, hygiene, period.
That's a part of dance
etiquette. That's
a little deodorant goes a long way. Altoid goes a long way. A little perfume, a little cologne, it goes a long way.
You know what? At Third Sunday in Dallas, Regita's event, I never understood why you used to walk in the bathroom and it was a bottle of Scope and some little white cups. Walter, am I lying, Walter? And it will be a bowl. Yeah, it will be a bowl of mints. I just didn't understand.
Yeah, a bowl of peppermint. Yeah.
I'm like, why do they have Scope in the bathroom?
Okay, so we adding that to the 4 Sundays. All right. Thank you. All right. Thanks. Okay.
They do have those little bowls of mints out in some of the other classes.
Okay, done. That's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
They have it. They have it out.
All right, that was just a joke to lighten the mood. But any other challenges? What do y'all think about an event on every single day? That every day there's something to do. What do y'all think about that? Do you think that's a challenge, or does that just show? It definitely shows growth in the community, but is that a challenge?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. As far as I think it's something that's needed as far as, for a dance community. If you need to get out there and practice, there's some days you're just not going to be able to do it. So if there's always something going on, you have options. So I think that's a good thing. That's my opinion on it.
No, and hey, I agree because, like I said, when we started, it was a Red Rooster on OST, the Melody Ballroom, but that was just on third Sunday. And I think ASLD had like a third Friday or first Friday event. I don't know. But there weren't a lot of choices, right? And so now there's literally something to do every single day. So that's definitely a positive. Any other things in the dance community that you see as that the dance community as a whole could improve on?
Here's one thing I do want to say. Okay, like that look, China, but okay, as we call them, the greats or the goats or whatever you want to call the ones
the
that
legends.
The
legends.
legends.
Okay, I think it would be a great idea if they would focus on going to the new ones in the dance community and ask them to dance. And I'm not the only one. They go to the same ones, and it could be out of habit, but I had to say something once to someone that came to a table and looked over all of the women that were sitting at the table and turned around and walked away. I thought that was very rude. And I made it known to the person. I mean, I'm quiet, but there are some things I just don't tolerate, okay? And but anyway, I think it would be a good idea if the legends would go out of their comfort zone and make the new ones in the dance community feel more welcome. They're already nervous about dancing with them anyway, and they may even turn them down, but give them the opportunity to do that. And that's something that I would like to see improved upon. There are some that do now. There are one or two that I do see dance with others. I mean, and I've gotten to the point, I don't care. I'll go up and ask anybody. I don't care. All they can say is yes or no.
I was just about to say, why don't you ask them?
No, I do. I do.
We already know you do it still.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
they need
women
to do
have to
that.
be, but women need to also be okay with asking men to dance. It's not a sin.
No, and
to
it's
ask a man
not.
to
But you
dance.
have the new ones those that are really new, it's going to take them a minute. And some of them may not ever get to that point. And if the legends would be proactive in doing that, that might help them to get a little, more confident. Because, the legend asked me to dance, So, yeah, I think they should. That's something that I just think that, it would be nice if they would kind of focus on that.
It does feel good. I remember the first time I danced with Master Red, you just feel like you just accomplished everything, because all we have is that video with him and Miss Connie killing it, right? So I get that, Estella. I get that. But you gotta Johnny B 95. I mean, he can't do too much. I'm only saying that.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Is he on the live?
Look, what are you doing?
I'm not gonna say anything to that, but yeah, just kind of pass that around to those legends. I will.
I definitely will. Is there anyone in particular? Don't answer that.
Because I will.
You know what?
I dance with them all. I mean, I will ask all of them. I will.
Okay.
And I have. So.
All right. Okay. So let me read some of these comments. These comments. I think to the question about the multiple events, Amber said, I think it offers activity for the community and more options to attend. We definitely agree with that. Because just having 3 options is not it, right? And then Johnny put up some praying hands. Maybe when I said he was 95, I don't know. And then, okay, all right, okay, Jay, it's so nice of you to join us.
Hey,
Ma'am,
I thought it started at 7:30. I was trying to fix it. Shit.
girl, you said you went from I think the live gonna last longer than an hour, then coming on right before the hour end, girl. Come on now. But you cute though.
So what time it started?
6:30, ma'am.
Oh, 6:30. Oh my gosh.
Did
Okay.
you read the email?
I thought it said 7. Y'all was gonna get on at 7:15. I must have
Well, you had the 15, right? It was 6:15, but it's cool. You're on here now. So let me ask you a question. We're talking about some of the challenges in the dance community. Do you have one? We already talked about lack of leads. We talked about what else we talked about? Oh, criticism on the dance floor.
Breath.
But I was just about to say that.
Talked about breath.
about what?
Hygiene.
Hygiene,
Hot
yeah.
breath.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Hot breath, hot arms,
I think
underarms.
we have to be careful placing the responsibility solely on the men. Amber? You mean like, because I thought we was kind of fair, but hey.
I highlighted a few challenges that's in the dance community. I actually got a lot, but I hopped on here super late, so maybe we could do me another time.
Well, give us one or two.
Initial difficulty integrating into established groups or social circles, feeling overlooked and not fully welcome in certain dance environments. Limited early instructions and foundational techniques leading to gaps in learning. Emotional impact from feedback or perceived, criticism. Navigating environments where communication or guidance is not always direct or supportive.
Okay, so let's go back to what was the second one you said? I think that was the one.
Feeling
come on, bullet points. I'm sorry.
Fully welcomed in the dance environment. What she said?
You don't feel fully. She said, "Come through bullet points."
Come through bullet points.
So you said not feeling welcome in every dance environment.
Well, in the different dances you go to, like the social dances and stuff. Yeah. When you trying to learn how to dance, I feel like everybody is there to learn. So it shouldn't be a judgmental. It shouldn't be judgmental zone. It should be criticism and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we kind of touched on that. We should, that if someone messes up or doesn't do this properly, that we should offer them constructive criticism and realize that everyone has a different learning curve. So we touched on that. And then what was the first one?
Initial difficulty integrating into established groups or social circles.
So you're saying it's cliquish?
Somewhat, yeah. Somewhat.
Well, I don't know, maybe someone else can answer it. I think sometimes people just gravitate towards the people that they, normally associate with.
No, it's cliquish.
Okay. That's what I like.
So listen, I'm gonna say this. Now I'm not cliquish, but the reality is, it's cliquish, and it's not necessarily always put in the forefront, but it's the energy. So maybe behind closed doors, things are said, things are done a certain type of way, and you might not see it clearly, but you definitely can feel it. You can feel that energy. We don't try to, we're not cliquish. There's something that I try not to do, because when I came into the community, I felt all those things that you're saying. I felt the same, all of that. But I love dancing so much, it didn't have that much of an effect on me because I was so focused on learning. And whenever something was negative, I just shied away from it and went in another direction. So
I got so much to say.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh, baby, you missed all that.
So everything you probably have to say, I've probably experienced and 10 times over. you know, because there's a lot. There's a lot. You don't just deal with. When I came into the community, I thought it was this. I had this vision of what it was, right? Because my first event was the black and white ball. And so it was all these black people dancing. They was dressed up. It was elegant. It was classy. And that was the image that I had of the community that was coming in. But I learned fast that that was not what it was all about. You see what I'm saying? But my focus was on just learning how to dance. And when I came into dance, Iris, John, we supported everybody. We went everywhere. We traveled out of town. And that was strictly because we loved to dance so much. Now you have motives, agendas, this person competing against that person, this organization doing this, that. You got all this stuff going on now. So I try to stick to, I just love dancing. That's it for me. All the other stuff, I don't, you know, it don't affect me. I see it, I hear it, I feel it, but it has no effect because dancing is my objective. So my advice to you, you're gonna experience that. I mean, you know, they're just a part of the game. And if you talk to anybody that's been dancing for a long time, they'll tell you the same thing. I've experienced some of those same things that you're talking about. And for me, I just love dancing. So it has no effect on me. And I still see it to this day. So.
Right. It don't have to be well, but it's just, you know, I was just stating key points on certain challenges, strengths, facts, you know, my growth and my reflections within the dance community, you know, and how I took that criticism and just made it turned it into motivation because that's who I am.
But you know, full transparency, a couple of weeks ago, and Walter can attest to it. Well, maybe it was 3. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, where it is different in the dance community. Some aspects of the dance community are different. But remember, you know, I started in 2009, so it's changed, and that's good. It should change. It's called growth. So it's good to see the dance community growing. But I specifically told Walter after it just seemed like everything was just erupting. I said the one reason that could stop me from coming out to dance is all this freaking mess in the dance community. And a lot of it is underground, a lot of it people don't see, but some aspects of the dance community are just messy. And so I go out when I'm so led by the Spirit. And when I'm out, I have a good time. Those 3 minutes on the wood with whomever I'm dancing with transforms me mentally, spiritually, all of that. But sometimes it is exhausting. But, you know, you got to there's so much good in the dance community. Like I'm running the class on Sundays, you know, I'm excited about, I miss going to Second Saturday, but Second Saturday is always something to do in my life. You know, it's a lot of good people out there. Not everything is bad. Not everything is bad about the dance community. That's why we keep coming back, because there's so much good. But there are some things in the dance community that are exhausting. Well, it is a little bit cliquish, right? And you can tell when people around you, there's certain people in the dance community that pour into people, and what they're pouring into people is negative. And the people that they're pouring into go out and spread that negativity. But what we have to do is let them be negative, and we're going to be over here with the 98% of the dance community that don't feed into that.
I see.
So, yeah. And I get that, but it's just the dance community. It's like a church. Okay. You go to the church 6 months, everything is wonderful. You see rainbows and everything. And then you get a whiff of a conversation by Sister Edith and Brother Malcolm. And you're like, oh my God, this place is full of the devil. Right. But then you got all of the sisters and the brothers that are at their church that are only about kingdom building. But then there's that 2% that's about, you know, mad because they can't give the sermon, or because they can't dance on the outside of the floor. You know, I just threw that in there for one particular person. But yeah, you gotta embed yourself in the good and just step away from the negative.
And that's really not hard to do.
It is not.
Because
It's
if you
not.
go when I go out and social dance, I mean, I'm kind of oblivious to whatever negativity is going on. Actually, I'm oblivious to a lot of stuff. But stop, China. But it's true. But I have fun. I have fun, and whatever they have going on, they can keep it wherever it's at. And if it's disturbing to me, I'll get up and move around. But we just have to make it what we want it to be,
Right.
and for us. And that's the joy. I mean, they can't spoil my joy. They just cannot. It's not possible. And if something's going on that bad, I'll just take my leave. I'll exit. But it's never gotten to that point. But that's just life. There are different businesses, there are different organizations. All of them have something crazy going on in them. And it's going to be that way, and we're not going to be able to change it. But we can add the good stuff that we can add, and people will gravitate to that. And they know who those people are. That's not messy. And we will make it a good thing to the best of our ability. And all of that other craziness, let it go where it go. But we'll bring the good stuff in.
We got you. We got
I
you.
agree.
I got a challenge that I want to talk about.
I can put.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
I can. I can give y'all, because I do write everything down. I'm a writer, so I could just say the reflection it gave me, and I kind of got it summarized in my growth from it. So once y'all,
So you know what, Jay? This is what we gonna do. Me, you, and China. We gonna have our own little stream, because that list look like it had about 101 things in it.
in the end of it, I ain't even gonna go over.
Ma'am. That finger scrolled on that screen about 3 times. And then
it'll take me probably like 3 minutes to read the end of it.
Justina, I'll just tell you this. Like Stella just said, that its challenges is good, is bad, is ugly in any and every organization, no matter what type it is, every business, no matter what type it is, it all is there in each one. Be the change that you would like to see. So
Right.
if you would like to see more positivity, speak to more people, because you are new. So it's a lot of people that may not know you. So speak to those people. You don't understand how much just one hello to someone, how far that can go. It goes a really, really, really long way. A simple smile, you don't understand how far that goes, because you never know what people are going through. And I'm sure everybody that dances, they go through something, because they're breathing and they're human. So I know they go through something. So yeah, just be the change that you want to see, and I think that'll be a good start right there.
I was gonna say the same thing. Say the same thing, China. It meant, listen, this is not just in the dance community. This is something you go through at work. You have people. You're gonna always have something. Misery loves company. But the thing about it is, you can't feed into that. You have to make your life your own. You go out there and do what you want to do, and everybody got life. Everybody got some things going on in their life. You know what I mean? So when you go out there and you social dance, or you in your class, that's my moment of, hey, doing something that I enjoy doing. I could care less about what's going on, all that negative energy that I have going on. I ain't gonna say what I really want to say, but yeah, that don't feed me, because at the end of the day, I'm here to listen, drink my wine, and have a good time, and learn these steps, and keep it pushing. That don't bother me. And all that other negative energy, it goes over my head. It doesn't bother me. So keep it where it's at, because it does not grow here.
Right.
And you are let me hear, Walter. You said you had a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna last come.
Yeah. Challenge is, for me, people say I'm too nice. That's my challenge.
No.
I'm too nice. What do y'all think about that?
You are. You are.
Walter.
It's not too nice.
Yes, it is.
Ma'am.
There's a difference between, and I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and I think I spoke to Walter about it. there's a difference in being nice. I'm not sure of the word or the phrase too nice, but Walter is very nice. He's humble, and he probably has a side to him none of us see. However, what I see, put your arm down, but anyway, the thing
Girl,
is,
Walter
I
cursed
just
me.
let me say this.
Walter cursed me out
Let me
10
say
years
this.
ago, and I still hear that cursing.
Iris. Thank you. I wouldn't finish. I will be in a second. Okay. Being humble is good. Being nice is good. My only thing is that I would prefer to see Walter be a bit more assertive with our class, because I don't like to see anybody. I feel like sometimes the class, maybe they forget or whatever, but it's kind of like they run over. They talking, they doing stuff, they're not paying attention. And then when we go to do the dance, somebody want to raise, oh, I didn't get it. Well, you should have shut up. You should have been listening.
Already
So,
then.
you know, I mean, and I have said that to some, you weren't paying attention. That's my only thing. Continue to be humble, continue to be nice, just more assertive, and say, hey, y'all, okay, I need y'all to hear this. You know, something like that. That's it. Okay.
We're
I
not
got
gonna
you.
we're not gonna do Walter.
I'm gonna take that advice. The reason why I said it, because I've been approached by a couple of ladies that told me I was too nice. One of the things I was told is I don't correct them on the dance. I'm being too nice because I don't want to correct them when they're dancing, or I don't correct them and I just let them mess up. And so I've had a couple ladies say, "Well, you can just tell me, if I'm messing up, tell me. You don't have to." And I'm like, "Well, you have to understand my method of teaching when I'm on the floor. I'm not going to communicate and tell you or highlight your mess up every time you mess up. If you miss a move, I'm going to do that move again, but I'm not going to communicate it. I'm going to do it with my hands. So if you get it, it's been corrected. And then I'm going to try it 2 or 3 more times. And if you get it, there's no need for me to correct you. But at the end of the dance, they'd be like, I messed up. And I'm like, no, you did. You did good. Good job. No, you just, they think, I guess because of the narrative that's out there. One more thing, sometimes I mess up. If I'm dancing with an advanced follower and I get with a beginner or somebody that's kind of like a beginner, I may be a little light on my lead. And as an instructor, I'm conscious of that. So if I mess up and I tell them, oh, it wasn't you, it was me, I messed up. And they think I'm lying. Oh, you just being nice. I messed up. I'm like, no, I'm serious. As an instructor, I want you to do good. I want you to learn. I want you to get it. I'm not going to tell you, I messed up and just to be nice, but I'm telling you because I'm conscious of I had to adjust my lead. I'm being more firm. You got it now. But the narrative out there is just Walter is too nice. He's not going to tell me I messed up. He's going to, just let me mess up the whole dance and he's going to tell me I did good.
Well, I'm going to
Which
say
is
this,
not
Walter.
true.
I'm going to say this, and it's because I do chat with a lot of the ladies in class and we're out social dancing. There are a lot of ladies that are intimidated to dance with you, right? And then it's not just you, it's all leads. I mean, a lot of ladies are, some are intimidated to dance with instructors because you guys are great, right? But one of the things that if I hear it, and I'll say this, I say, well, here's the thing that I've learned, and this is just me picking it up. And this is me learning in dancing too. If I dance with somebody and I anticipate the move and I know what you're gonna do, the dance is not fun to me. The reason why is because I know what you're gonna do. I know everything that you're gonna put me in. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what you're gonna do, right? The thing about it is you want to be challenged, because at the end of the day, you never know who you may dance with. You may get, that's somebody that's great. You may dance with somebody that's not that great. You may dance with somebody that is intermediate level, right? The only way that you're going to learn and be able to pick up on things is being challenged. And I'm not saying that dancing with somebody that does the same moves all the time is a bad thing, because at that point, that's when you're able to do your creativity thing, right? But at the end of the day, the whole purpose of dancing is being able to learn dancing non-verbally with hand motions, where you're supposed to go, how, you know, what you're supposed to do when you get there. So a lot of the things that I hear is that, oh, I'm afraid to dance. And my thing is, and I even encourage a lot of ladies, don't just dance with, you know, Walter and, you know, the instructors, dance with everybody, because you learn from everybody, even the females that are, you know, our leads, our assistants and things like that. You learn creativity that way. You learn, you know, you learn different moves with anybody that you dance with, good, bad, or indifferent. And that's my thing. So if I know what you're going to do every day, to me, that, I mean, you're going to do every move, that's kind of boring to me. I want to know that I'm, you know, that you want to be challenged, because you want to learn to be able to, hey, you should be able to follow with anybody. That's the whole purpose of dancing. Anybody that you should dance with, it may not be great, you may mess up, but at the end of the day, I know I can follow doing what you're doing, or, you know, at least look like we doing what we're doing. Yeah. So I think a lot of the ladies are, I ain't gonna say, well, ladies, because you only dance with ladies, but they are afraid to dance because you're great, and you're also the two-step, the what is it, short step kings. You know, it's a lot of moving around, but at the end of the day, if you're not challenged, then how are you ever going to learn?
Yeah,
and that's just my take on it.
There are so many comments in this stream. I don't know if y'all are in the live, but the comments are, the great, illustrious CC Sutton is on here. So, hey, CC, all the way from Mexico. Mexico. There are a lot of different comments. So, Jay, I'm serious. China and I are going to try to figure out how we can have this, go through this streaming because we definitely want to go through it. We definitely want to go through it because, and the reason, let me tell you the reason why. Because the only way that we can grow is grow the dance community is, you know, figure out where some of our deficiencies are. You know, that's the only way we're going to grow. So I think that, you know, because we obviously don't have time tonight, but I do want to hear some of the comments that you had. So there will be a part 2 to this, and we need to get some leads on the part 2 so we can, you know, have a clear dialogue. And I tried, but every lead was busy, had to work or whatever. So next time we're going to figure out how to get some more leads, but we did talk about a lot of different things tonight, a lot of good things. Everybody's in agreement that the dance community is 98%, right? It's just that 2% that gives everybody, you know, the heebie-jeebies, but we're going to continue to work on that. But any last comments? I'm going to read just a few of the comments. I think Amber said that, I think this was to Estella, that we can't put a lot on the lead. Sometimes we do have to walk up to the lead and say, hey, what you do, Estella? But some people will say, and we've all heard this, nobody asked me to dance. But if a follow tells me that, I'm always going to say, well, did you ask anybody to dance? Because a lot of guys, this is not Sadie Hawkins dancing, okay? We don't. I mean, this is a Sadie Hawkins dance, but we have to ask the dude, you know, to dance. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. A lot of comments about Walter. Walter's so sweet, blah 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 blah. But Walter is what we like to call a gentle teacher, and you know, some people may not agree with gentle parenting, but gentle teaching actually works. So, and he has his own method, and it works. It works. So we're gonna Johnny B.
What's Johnny B?
Look at Johnny B comment I put on the screen. Johnny B said he's 100, but I do want to read Connie's comment, and then so Connie said, I do think that all of us old school dancers need to concentrate on letting the new school dancers show what they have learned, because they have really been doing a very good job. So we need to be there for them. Let them show their moves. Y'all are awesome. She is the queen.
I'm gonna post mine. I'm just gonna post it on Facebook because everything is positive. Of course, y'all see I post everything on Facebook anyways, so we don't have to do another podcast because I was late. My daughters was actually in a bayou, and I couldn't find them, so I didn't pay attention to the 6:15. I thought it was 7:15.
No,
I was
you're
like, I had
good.
time. So everything that I say though is very much positive. I do give the reflection it gave me. Nothing is negative. It's not intimidating to anyone. It's to help everyone grow in the dance community, from the wiser to the youth. You know, so yeah, because my offsprings actually do dance, and yeah, it's just, you know, we could talk about it another time, or coming on, you know, add me, look at it, because I'm gonna post it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, Jay. We appreciate you. Even you, Gina Fletcher got on here. Hey,
What?
Gina. We ain't seen Gina.
Come on, Gina.
I gotta turn the wine. Gina, how you
Come
doing?
on, Gina.
All right, listen, the next podcast is gonna be solely on ISDC. We pulling out all the memories. We talking about clothes, best moments at ISDC, moments at ISDC where you felt like, you know, tripping somebody. I don't know, whatever. But it's gonna be a really great discussion. It's gonna be a really great discussion. So make sure you tune into that. But until then, we hope you all enjoy the 98% of the good in this dance community, because it is straight fire. Okay, before we leave, we're going to go round robin. Name one thing from the dance community that you think we need to do more of. We're going to start with China. She's at the top of my screen. One thing.
Support. I think we did need to do more supporting. I think it should be maybe like the instructors get together, the organization leads get together, and figure out a way to support better. It could be definitely bigger and better with the support.
I agree. And I got to do my part too, you know. Okay, we're going to go to Estella.
Well, I'll have to kind of just piggyback off of what China said and what I said earlier. Just communication. Just speak. Just talk to people. Just be social. We go on to social dance, but let's just be social in speaking and conversation and our whole demeanor as much as possible. But everybody have their own personalities, but make it more accomplished when you just talk. Just open your mouth, say something. You never know what that'll lead to.
That's true. All right. Nikita, Miss Stole My Hips. What you talking
about? I agree with the support. I think that being supportive of every dance group is helpful. Again, you learn from each and everybody. You know, if you don't learn something from this group, you learn from that one. I also think maybe doing like a poll survey where everybody, because everybody may not be as vocals, being able to, you know, put it out there, you know, that way, getting some feedback from, you know, others that don't really want to speak up about things. And what else? I think that's it for right now.
Okay. And Jay, thank you. One thing that the dance community needs to do more of.
I'm just gonna say, you attract who you are, and everybody in the dance community attracted everyone for a reason. Y'all come together for a reason. It's not for the mess. And my only advice is that, you know, you commit to it, you be determined to do it, and stay dedicated to it. That's all I have to say.
Stay dedicated to it. All right. Walter McDonald. Well, let me go. I'm gonna let you close it out. I just want to say,
go ahead.
I think that when China makes her meals during the week, she should remember that everybody don't eat the pig or the cow. I think that would show a lot more support. Okay, Walter, go ahead. Thank you.
I would say make it.
Go ahead, Walter.
I would say make it about the dance.
Oh yeah.
That's what the community needs to do. A lot of people come into the dance community for different reasons. My reason was because I love dancing. I fell in love with that, and that was my only motive for everything that I did as far as my growth. as far as where as I wanted to take my dance, all that other stuff that happens as far as in the community, as far as people trying to outdo or be better than, or or putting or belittling, whatever the case may be. I think those are the, if you want to call it a weed that's in the dance community that is killing it slowly. I think it has ran people out of the dance community. Some people that is not as strong as others that can deal with things like that. Like Estella said, it just goes over her head, just like what Nikita said, it goes over her head. Some people can't deal with that, and I think because it's not about dance all the time, uh, it makes it hard for people to really enjoy it and for us to really grow as a community. So for me, that's what it's all about. It's about dance. It's all about having fun, getting out there, let your hair down, relax, enjoy yourself. And I think if the dance community make it about dance, we can all grow. We can all come together. We can all move as a unit. Other than that, you're gonna have your back and forth. So make it about the dance. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, listen.
I do have one thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Encouragement goes a long way. You never know. Again, everybody goes through a lot of things on a day-to-day basis. The more that you encourage someone and just be uplifting, it's truly motivating to get people to get out there and be better, motivate them to come out and do things. So I feel like encouragement is very, very, very important. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. And I was just kidding earlier, China. I love all your food. The pictures are amazing. But I just want to say that China, Walter, and Jerron are three of the, when you think about a family, you think about a team, it's just I feel like I'm gonna start crying. So it's nothing like that. And so I just wish, my wish for the dance community is that more people would be able to experience that kind of support, that kind of encouragement, that kind of love with everybody that they meet in the dance community, because there's just nothing like it. So that's all I have. You all have been amazing. The comments have been amazing. Did y'all have a good time?
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of people said that was a great discussion. So that's on y'all. Y'all gave a great discussion. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Y'all be good.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.